What is up, everybody? Hope you're all doing alright today, and as you can see, we have a very limited interior, and we are going to limit this further. It is going to be a long day for me, not for you. You guys are lucky. But today we're planning on taking out the carpet on the vehicle. That is going to be this end and this end, and in order to take out the carpet, it does involve removing the center console, so I will be doing that, although I will be putting the center console back in. It's also going to involve removing the seat belts there and removing these trim pieces here. Now, the carpet comes into two pieces. You can see the seam right there, and this is the back half. That's definitely coming out, and then the front half I really want to have come out, but there are some complications. The front half is going to involve removing the gas pedal, the dead pedal, and then the driver or passenger side kick over there. Now, my understanding is that the carpet has nothing that feeds under the dash except for right there by the shifter. If that's the case, it should be pretty simple to just untuck it from all the edges and then slide the carpet out, and then you'd be able to get the whole front carpet out. If that's not the case, it does involve removing the dash. Removing the dash on these cars isn't that bad. As you guys may have seen in previous videos, I actually have a dashboard for an E46 up there. That's what's going to go into the car when I end up putting a full cage in the car and have to cut holes in the dash, because I'm trying to spare the original parts. So that dashboard is going to be spare. That came out of a junkyard car. Took me an hour to pull it out. But if the front carpet involves removing any part of the dash whatsoever, it's going to be too much work for me. I'm on a time crunch, so I'm not going to do it in this video if that's the case. But we'll find out. You guys may remember that we had to take out the seat belt on the bottom of both sides to get out the B-pillar trim. So I think that's a good place to start because it's also holding the carpet in. There's just a T50 Torx bolt right there, and then it just kind of slides into there. Alright, so it's appearing to me that through my attempts that this feels like it's connected to just the carpet, and I won't be able to get it out until the carpet's out, if at all. So we're gonna go ahead and just leave that there. I guess I'll figure that out later, but got that out of the way because that was definitely bolted to the body of the car. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and take out this thing. I took out the passenger side when we did the door cards, and I didn't take out the driver's side, and I just never put the passenger side back in, so I don't have to do that. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this one pulled out. I remember this not being fun to do. I hate these clips. They do not like to come out. I even leveraged on one of them properly the way it's supposed to. Just snapped it. So yeah, these are an absolute nightmare. I'll never understand why car companies still use this style. Moving right along, time to pop into the center console. And that process should be super simple. I think I've done this once before, so. Yeah, it looks like we got, yeah, 2 Phillips heads. That's what I thought. Yep, that gives me access to seeing in here, for the carpet in the future, for the next step, after all the front is out. Oh yeah, okay. Yep, the carpet wraps around. Okay, so with those screws removed, it gives me access to, it removes the screws here, which is what's connected to the center console, so that has to come out. I don't have to take this out all the way for what I'm doing, but yeah, it gets me those screws access. Next up's gonna be jumping into here. Pop that guy out. Conveniently, it pops out every time you open it, but that can also be very annoying if you're going to use this as anything for normal use, because then it's in the way. And then you got these 2 little plastic screws. Yeah, kind of like push pins, but they kind of screw in. Bam. Out, easy peasy. And that should allow this whole section to come out. Hopefully. There we go. Bam, and then there's a little plug for the light on the side over there. Convenient. It keeps having more and more screws. Little metal screws this time though. It's like the gift that keeps on giving, more and more screws. going to lift this up and there's going to be even more screws. There you go. Boom. Looks like that covers all of it. Okay. Now, I've seen a lot of people say you have to take this out to do it. I've never done it, so I can't say you don't have to. But looking at the gap that we have here, it looks like it is big enough for this. We just got to slide it up over this and then slide it over this. So I'm going to avoid trying to take this whole thing out just for now, because I don't necessarily want to have to take off the lid. But I do need to disconnect my boot here. There we go. Got the whole thing out. I was right. That hole was big enough to fit it without having to remove the fabric part, or the leather part of the armrest. I did get caught up because the light wire for the ashtray came through that little hole and I didn't realize, and I was pulling on it. And I didn't realize why I was catching. But that's all out, all now. Now the carpet is all that's left, plus this guy right here, but I believe the carpet can fit around this. I also did learn that these are not attached to the carpet. They run through the carpet, but I still can't get them out. So I'm thinking that if I have the carpet up, or have this up like this, when I pull the carpet, I'll be able to pull it up over this, and then I can figure out how this is attached and get this removed after the carpet is out. There's only one thing we have to do left, and that is get these guys. These are the seat harnesses, and they are zip tied on here. That's off now. And they're zip tied to this little guy right here, which I don't know what it is, but I think it's like a screw kind of that holds it on, because it sandwiches the two carpet bits together. Yeah, it feels like it's unscrewing. Yep, that's exactly what it was. It was just screwed down. And that separates the two bits of carpet now. As you can see, just got the two bits there. So I'll go to that to the other side real quick. Okay, I attempted. I tried to move the carpet, but it's not as malleable as I had thought, and there was no way I was getting it around the center console, so I'm gonna have to take this out. But like I said, I only see 3 bolts. People say there's 4. I'm gonna remove the 3 that I see and hope that that's enough. If it's not, maybe I'll be able to find the 4th one through the process of trying to pull this out. Would you look at that? The internet was wrong. There was only 3 bolts on there. The front 2 bolts did have these little brass spacers that I almost lost because I didn't realize they were there. They were just kind of sitting in between the floor and there. I don't know, probably just to add for space. I don't fully understand that, but yep, it was only 3 bolts. One there, and then one on the back below this guy. Now that's out of the way. Should be a lot easier to pull the carpet out, so we're gonna get right back on that. So there we have it. We have the rear carpet out of the car, as well as the center console, and it made me think a little bit about how we're going to approach this. The first thing I need to bring up is that I cannot get this rear carpet out without removing the dashboard, and like I said, if that was the case, we're going to leave it in here. Plus, being able to get under this carpet now, I've noticed that it's not just the thickness of the carpet. There's a huge styrofoam board in there that is creating the height that we have. So if I were to remove this, I would have my feet well below the pedals. So that's going to become a winter project, and I'm just going to deal with it, leave it in for this race that we have coming up. Now, removing the center console, it was intended to put it back in after I had removed the carpet and then have the center console, but giving it some thought, I don't need it in there, and I'm only going to benefit from the cup holders because I do have to drive this to and from the track, and having the cup holders is nice for getting something to drink. When I'm coming home, I can put it in there. But it's also not the end of the world, So I think I'm going to go ahead and also leave the center console out of the car altogether. The last thing is, I haven't fully figured out how to remove this. I have some theories on how it does. I've been playing around with it, trying to figure it out, and I think I know general idea of how it might come out, but I'm gonna actually save that for another video. I'm doing a video about prepping the car for the roll bar to go into it. Part of that was going to remove the styrofoam because I could see it with the carpet still in there. I knew it was there, so I was gonna get that out, but this styrofoam is also blocking the bolt for the seat belt. So I'm actually going to save the seatbelt removal for a different video as well. So I'm going to put the roll bar prep video and seatbelt video together, as well as I'm going to go ahead and get all of this put back together the way I want it. Like I said, I'm going to keep the center console out. It just means that I have to put some screws and bolts back. So I'll be doing that in that video as well. So if you want to see how I do all that stuff as well, including removing the seatbelt, go ahead and watch that video as well. I think it'll be coming out after this video, so if you're watching this video first, it's probably not out just yet. But I think that just about does it for this car, for the carpet removal, because that's more or less everything I was looking to get done today. Unfortunately, we couldn't do the front part of the carpet, but, you know, sometimes you win some, you lose some. I'll throw the weight of everything that we had removed up in that corner over there as well, so you guys can know how much we actually got out of the car, how much that carpet weighs. It's quite a bit, that carpet. The center console is pretty lightweight though, so most of that weight's going to be in the carpet. Not doing the front half of the carpet does save me a lot of time today, so it's not actually going to take me as much time today to do all of this as I had originally intended. So I think that just about wraps it up for me. I'm going to go ahead and have dinner because it's about dinner time. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the next one.